Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on and some of the things I've been focusing on this week. Specifically, what I want to talk about is customer problems and customer needs. So, I spent a lot of time really trying to understand the problems that customers are having. So, you've probably heard the saying from Henry Ford, where someone asked if he would have asked the people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Rather than an automobile, and obviously we know what happened with the automobile and the Model T. So I think one misinterpretation that happens though with that is that people assume that, well, there's no need to talk to customers, like I'm just gonna go build something really great and people will come, right? I think Steve Jobs is known for not really doing a ton of market research, but I think what is really misunderstood and what's kind of twisted about that idea is that you still have to understand the customer's problem, right? Henry Ford didn't just go build an automobile because he was like, this might work. He understood that the problem was that people wanted to get places faster and need a better mode of transportation. So while he didn't go ask them what they wanted, because they don't know what they want necessarily, they just know what problem they have. So that's what he really focused on. So I think that's the key thing to take away, and that's something that I've been trying to apply to what we're doing, specifically when it comes to meeting the customers and understanding what their real problems are. So I've spent a lot of time with folks that are potential users, really diving into deep of what are their needs when it comes to personal finance, when they're looking at making investments or saving or debt reduction or whatever it is. What is the real challenge there? How do you currently do what you're doing? What are some of the pain points, your frustrations? And not really focusing on it would be cool if X, Y, and Z happened. Well, that is valuable and that's something to definitely take note of. What you're really trying to do is trying to understand what's the core challenge, problem that your customer is facing, and what does that look like across a large group of folks versus versus this person wants, a fancy dashboard, this person wants personalized recommendations for investment, this person wants debt reduction techniques that are automated and money goes into an app and all that stuff, right? Those are all really interesting ideas, but if you boil it down, there's probably one or two actual challenges or overlaps, and that's what you need to focus on. So what are the features that will solve those problems? So that's what I've been doing this week, is really trying to understand what are those key features as we build out a very the first iteration of the products, which won't have all the bells and whistles. It won't be the prettiest thing. It will be functional, solve the problem, and that's what we need to do, is figure out which problem do we need to solve. So I encourage you, if you are building a company, you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking about it, really focus on the problem versus the solution. And one note to add to that is not just identifying a problem, right? We can all go out and, pretty easy to identify some big problems out there in the world. The other question you need to ask yourself is there a want to change? Speaking with someone that he has a ton of startup experience. He has started or been involved with starting over a dozen different companies over the years, IPO'd 3 of them, M&A'd the rest of them, and for those that don't know, I'll stop using acronyms, but initial public offering, so took some companies public onto the stock exchange, and then M&A, so mergers and acquisitions, companies were acquired, they got paid a lot of money for building up this company and then selling it to someone else. So he's got a ton of experience, and one of the things that he noted was that, for example, he might have a friend that is a smoker. And we all know at this point that smoking causes cancer, it's bad for you, and you probably shouldn't do it, or you probably should stop. So just because you know that doesn't mean that you want to, or the person's motivated to. So if you've got a smoker that's like, I don't really care, like I enjoy doing it, it is what it is, it's my addiction, I'm more worried about other stuff, like I'm gonna keep doing it, trying to sell them how to stop smoking isn't necessarily going to work. Right? So that was his analogy of saying, like, you want to find a problem, but also you want to find a motivation to change. So I'll leave you with that, and wish everyone has a good weekend, and Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoy these videos, let me know. And if there's specific topics or things that you're interested, happy to explore those. Otherwise, I'll just keep telling you what's going on and what's top of mind. So thanks, everyone.